If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
another day at the office, I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones. Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
And all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
And here we go.
Get ready, get set for the best movie and pop culture talk in the universe. It's The Good Brothers on Mercado Airwaves with your hosts, Alex Mercado and Mike Mercado.
There, welcome back to The Good Brothers. I'm Alex, that's Mike, and we are almost better than Queen in a sense. The Good Brothers.
Nobody's better than Queen, darling.
No, we proved that. No.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, good brother. We got to see Bohemian Rhapsody. It was a great experience in the theater itself. I had a lot of good times.
I had a blast.
Yeah, fun times. But before we get to all that, make sure you guys are following us all over the universe where you can see our impressions of Freddie Mercury himself. We're on Twitter. He's at
Mercado. He'll sue stuff.
That's
Queen
true.
will still sue you.
He's at Mercado21Alex. I'm at mmercado2333. And you can follow Nicole at TypingWhenTipsy. We're all on Instagram. She's at TypingWhenTipsy. He's at Mercado2121. You can see him in all his latex. I'm at Mike Mercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/Mike Mercado2333. Just search us at Mercado Airwaves. Download us anywhere you get your favorite podcast at Mercado Airwaves. Like, rate, review, and shares. It really helps us out. You can get all our interviews ad-free and before anybody else with athletes and celebrities. Just go to patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. A huge thank you to Munch Art Design for powering us here on the Mercado Airwaves Network. And of course, please, guys, if you're into video games, check us out. Twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Yes, sir. So what do we got on the agenda today, good brother? I know you have a full schedule for us.
Well, we have a real big schedule. We're going to talk about boxing. We're going to talk about Bohemian Rhapsody. We're going to talk about critics dying. And there is no more critics in the world. And we're going to talk about TV. And we're going to talk about sports. And we're going to talk about another art thing.
I'm down. So what do you want to start off with? We
got to start off with Freddie Mercury,
cool.
Which is funny because nowadays I think he'd just be a hipster. I don't think he's as unique anymore because I think I saw a guy walking down the street other day in Chicago. So
yeah.
Anyway, I got my Freddie Mercury mustache all ready to go.
I mean, obviously, and you got your scarf, and I got my long hair, and we're all good. We're looking good right now. So let me ask you this, Alex. Queen, what do they rank for you when it comes to all-timers?
Oh man, I think you and me were talking about after the movie. We said it like Queen's that they just have so many anthems. Like I was telling, and Cisco is an idiot, so we're talking to the kids we coach, and we're talking about Queen, the movie, and he's telling, this is trying to see. He's naming songs, and I'm like, they're not gonna know those songs necessarily. Like, I'm like, do you know We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You? I'm like, they invented those songs, and they were like, oh, like that's the same people.
Yeah,
that's how you kind of have to describe it.
That's what you introduced.
Yeah, I like Fat Bottom Girl.
Yeah,
and I like those kind of songs, or another one bites the dust, like. But they're known for anthems. I think Queen's probably maybe after Linkin Park. They're somewhere in the middle of Linkin Park and Blink-182.
Right, like, so personally, Linkin Park is my
Aerosmith,
favorite band.
like around there?
Right, Linkin Park is my personal favorite band. That's just personally,
yeah.
But, like, objectively speaking, like, I think Queen is probably number one. And it came to, I told you after we got out of Bohemian Rhapsody, a lot of their songs are anthems, which you can't say about most bands. And the big thing is they have every trope that it takes to have a rock band, and it's almost because they created the trope. They created
the operatic of it.
Yeah, like having the flamboyant frontman, having the talented bass and drummer, and like they all wanted creative control, and they all used it together. But there was enough internal turmoil. They did the drugs, they did sex. Like they were the rock band.
Sex, drugs, rock and roll, man.
And then they came from across the pond, so it's like they're...
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was like, wait, Queen's British?
Oh, yeah, dude. So,
dude, I didn't know that. I don't know that.
Yeah, so I appreciate a lot about it. So why don't we go ahead and we'll go non-spoiler, even though there's not much to spoil about it.
It's a true story. He has AIDS and he dies.
Yeah, but just for you, right, but just for anybody who doesn't want the small details that wants to go watch the movie, before we get into that, so why don't you go ahead, out of 10 Grammys, what do you give it?
8.
All right, I give it about 8 Grammys as well. I'll go a hard 8 Grammys.
You know how me and you settle that we don't do movies overall. Like, a Star Wars movie will not get the same category as a biopic movie.
Right.
So we're calling it like, this is a score in biopics. Yeah. So you compare it to movies like Straight Outta Compton, which we'll talk about in a sec, is the highest grossing one, but this is number 2. So this has become the number 2 highest grossing musical biopic. You have movies like, I compare it to a lot like Walk the Line, where you have some great acting performances. Yeah. The movie's solid. It's obviously, we're not going to dive into a lot of the nonsense. Like, 1, we can't make this movie rated R. 2, Queen's got to be involved. 3, that's not the movie I want to see.
And let's be, so what Alex is talking about is one of the backlashes is the Freddie Mercury's sexuality. But here's the truth that I came out with, where I agree. Representation is very important, especially in today's day and age. So I agree with you. You couldn't have ignored his homosexuality. The problem is you also have to understand that this is a business. So while I think they addressed it, they did not go. This is not an independent, student
film. We're not going to the sex dungeons, y'all. We're not going. Trust me. We know what we're supposed to be talking about. These back rooms and these groupie boys in different countries, y'all. They didn't hide he was gay. That was like very front and center of the movie. Very front and center. He's not hiding. Robbie Malek does a great job of it. Me and Mike were sitting in the middle of the movie. We're like, I don't get the complaint. Like, it's pretty open, and like he's pretty open about it, and he's doing all the moments. Like, I'm like,
and in real life,
I don't get what more did you want that was realistic for this movie? It's Fox.
Here's the thing, and in real life, Freddie Mercury wasn't as open as people are today, because it still wasn't the same type of acceptance that it is.
Yeah, because obviously the movie got that part wrong. Like, he wasn't as open, and the timing was, they did have to play with timing a little bit. But guess what, guys? It's about, like, you have to do it to tell a coherent story.
And it upsets me because one of my favorite podcasts is Joe Rogan. He gives movies a hard time because he's like, it's not realistic. They're not doing this. Like, he really hates the movie Warrior because they've changed a bunch of different things. He really hates Foxcatcher because they changed a few things. Yeah. But obviously he's really into MMA and wrestling and all that. So, like, it bothers him. But to me, it's like, as a fan of that of the content and of the media, the medium itself, you have to understand that there is creative licensing. As long as the general story stays the same, you have to be willing to push tickets and a story.
And there's a difference, because look at the Foxcatcher theory. I agree, Foxcatcher just stay away from a lot. But there's also a companion hour-long documentary with interviews with the wrestlers and stuff. I'm like, there's pieces that go with that. But that's not what I'm going to the movies for. I'm going to the movies to be entertained. And guess what? That last 20 minutes when they do a whole concert was phenomenal.
So now we'll go into spoilers. Yeah, we gave it a unanimous 8 of Bohemian Rhapsody. Go ahead and check it out. So for spoilers right now, if for some reason you're afraid of being spoiled of this movie, but yeah, it all leads into the Live Aid concert that Alex keeps talking about, where he does the prayer, and he literally has Wembley Stadium. We saw it in the Olympics when they were in London, Freddie Mercury doing that.
It's basically the show of amazing superstars that they basically overshadowed almost.
And it's the equivalent of like when you were watching Straight Outta Compton and we got to the Detroit scene where it almost felt like we could never get back to that moment that high. Bohemian Rhapsody does a great job of we're constantly hitting moments, and they're constantly doing it by giving us main anthems, big hits, big releases. And it all comes down to one moment where they put it all together. And they've been teasing at different songs. And they'll give you like 30 seconds of this song. And they'll right when they got you, they'll take it away from you. Because it's leading to the moment of literally 21 minutes of Queen. And it wasn't his voice. It was actually Queen dubbed over his voice and stuff that he had to learn how to sing the song.
He did
like,
a little
weird.
singing, not a lot. But I do give him credit because I'll be honest, I think he does get an Oscar. I think this is the year that a performance like this gets the Oscar.
He's nominated, that's for sure.
I think the movie gets nominated too.
I don't know about
that. I think it does because I'll be honest, dude. A lot of movies didn't hit the way we thought they were going to hit. A movie like this is entertaining with this kind of performance. It can get there. I think what's great about the last 30 minutes, and people didn't like it, they did have to cram a lot. He comes out to his parents. He meets his boyfriend that he met earlier. Like, they crammed a lot.
Yeah.
But I loved it because it builds anticipation. You're getting nervous for him. You're like, I know this is going to be one of the best performances in the history of Queen.
Yeah.
But I'm nervous because what if something does happen? And you're, like, caught in the moment. It's not one of those, like, crying moments. It's like a chills moment. You're in the theater watching. You're like, what am I watching? Like, I can't imagine being there. I love the part where they list the names of everyone. And you're like, damn, that's a good concert. Shit.
Right.
Oh, Elton John, Bono, David Bowie, this, Bon Jovi, The Who, Paul McCartney. Like, you're like, oh, damn, okay.
Yeah.
And the fact that Queen stole the show, you're like, holy shit. Like, Freddie Mercury.
Last minute.
Like, bar none, is the best lead man in a band in the history of music.
I mean,
you can't name anyone. Who, Steven Tyler?
Steven Tyler is one.
Freddie Mercury.
Mick Jagger.
Freddie Mercury.
Paul McCartney.
Freddie
There's
Mercury.
a few. I agree it's Freddie Mercury.
I'm just saying
But people will argue with
that's
you.
a nice Mount Rushmore you put right there. I'll take the Mount Rushmore, but he's George Washington.
I mean,
he's number one.
We didn't mention Jim Morrison. There's a bunch of them. But before we move on a little bit, because we could rave about this movie.
I mean, you and me are big Queen fans,
we're
so
Queen
we've
fans.
been waiting for this movie for a year.
So, favorite Queen song?
You know what? Honestly, the one I listen to the most is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Of course,
because I listen to when I work out because it's pumping.
Yeah.
My personal favorite is Fat Bottom Girl.
Okay.
I love the beat.
Yeah.
I love that song. That gets me moving. They have so many good ones, but I'll go. That's my low key favorite is Fat Bottom Girl.
I would say it's either Somebody to Love. And I see it's a tough one for me.
These are tough. Yeah, like, I can do a whole CD of songs I love from Queen.
But you know what? Like I like you know what? Another One Bites the Dust is okay. I think
love Another One Bites
the only problem I have with Another One Bites the Dust is you could tell it's a disco song.
Yeah,
and like they make joke of it.
But I love disco.
But I think my favorite even though it's a popular Queen song because they're all popular Queen songs, but my favorite like mid-tier one,
have a not popular song.
is Don't Stop Me Now. Like
I do love
Don't Stop Me Now. It's kind of like the one.
I think like I love We Are the Champions because I have good moments when I won the college national. They played that. Yeah. So in my mind, whenever I hear that, I do get emotional because I'm like, I need to call my old roommates up right now.
Right, Love of My Life is great. They just have a great.
Love of My Life is beautiful. So yeah, like you said, we can talk about it all night. Let's talk some numbers real quick. So it opened up number one to about 51 million.
Yep.
The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, it was a Disney live action, opened up to 20 million, so a little low.
Yeah.
Number two, not really good. Nobody's Fault, Tiffany Haddish, Tyler Perry directed.
Yeah.
Made 13 million. A Star is Born, another 11 million, 165 million total for A Star is Born. Wow. Mike, you were so wrong about that movie. 5, Halloween, making another 10 million, putting them up to 150 million. That fast.
Wow.
So that's the top 5. And, of course, Venom at number 6 made another 7 million. They're up to they're up at 198.
Oh, yeah, crushing.
So they're going to reach over 200 million domestically, which is crazy. So out of all that, Mike, what sticks out? Obviously not number one. We talked about it.
Probably the Nutcracker. The Nutcracker, this idea that Disney's going to these live actions and
that they can just put it out whenever and be Disney. No, it doesn't work anymore.
But here's the thing, though, is I think they knew what it was because they put it on their Buena Vista.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's...
Dude, it was supposed to come out earlier this year.
Yeah.
Like, we saw previews last year for this movie.
So, I mean, that's something that surprised me. Obviously, Bohemian Rhapsody.
They buried it. They knew they buried it.
Yeah, but it, opening up to 4,000 theaters, making over 51 million. Like, and it's a budget of 52. It's going to open up worldwide, crushing it. Obviously, A Star is Born just isn't going to go anywhere.
Do you still think it's the La La Land of this year where no matter how successful it is, it won't get the awards it wants?
Yeah, it's almost...
Except for the woman? Except for the woman.
Yeah, Lady Gaga's got her award. It's going to get nominated for a soundtrack and so on and so forth. Everybody's going to get nominated. It's going to get a bunch of love, but nothing's going to win.
I mean, Oscar-wise, we can turn to Oscars a little. We have 2 big movies coming out. We got Beautiful Boy.
Yes.
And we have the one with Lucas Hedges about the informant camp.
Oh, yes.
And with Russell Crowe. And that one's supposed to be, like, fantastic. We still have a few other movies.
Widows.
We have Widows.
There's a
so
bunch
that's
of
why I'm saying
yeah.
I think Bohemian Rhapsody does get an Oscar nom.
I think right now you could put Rami Malek on the ballot.
I think they deserve it more than First Man. I think movie-wise and acting-wise.
I think Ryan Gosling and Rami Malek are 1 and 2 right now. Not in the sense of like the order, but they're the first and second person on the nomination.
And then I think Lucas Hedges will get his because that movie. Timothy McPhee.
No,
Timothy Chalamet.
Is that his name? The little kid. Oh, I thought his name was from with Steve Carell.
Beautiful Boy.
Timothy
Chalamet.
Okay, yeah, because he was nominated last year for with
Call Me by Your Name.
Call Me by Your Name. Yeah. So
and what's funny is Lucas Hedges starting in this year's version of that when it's the pre-son and he's openly gay and they want to send him to the change camp and I can't wait to watch it. It looks so brutal.
Timothy Chalamet.
I was right.
Yeah. Timothy Chalamet is.
Right. I knew it.
Cool. Yeah. So Timothy Chalamet.
He'll get one. Steve Carell will get a Best Supporting. Though all the Woman and Widows probably get some. I think the front runner woman-wise is Lady Gaga.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the office, I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
Buddy,
buddy?
sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
I think it's going to be really hard to take Lady Gaga's award right now.
So the real question is I want to stick on with this Timothy kid. Is he's obviously the next guy? Like he's the next one of the next big guys. Do you think he's being obviously talent's always being circled on it? Do you feel from what you've gathered on him? Do you see him ever joining one of the big franchises?
It's tough because I get what you're trying to. I get the question you want to ask.
Yeah.
It's like,
is he going to be in Marvel or DC?
Is he going to be like a Hollywood star? Because right now he's kind of doing these lower films
and crushing
that are beautifully done, and I think that's just a style of movies nowadays. Honestly, because I feel like he's in that middle 20 age. Because you had Tom Holland who was young enough to kind of get in on it.
That's who I was thinking of.
And even Tom Holland does a lot of good roles. But then you had people like Timothy Chalamet, Robbie Malek, who were like mid-20s, they're young.
But Rami Malek just got this is his franchise thing.
And look at Riz Ahmed. He started low and then he was in Venom and he was in Star Wars. So I think eventually he will get that role. I don't necessarily, maybe it won't be superhero. Maybe it'll just be a bigger movie.
I mean, but does he end up like a Leo, where he just never ended up in one of those franchises?
That's what I'm saying.
He's the franchise.
He could be one of those he makes. Because we're talking about superhero, he can make a sort of Departed movie with he can make one of those movies. I think like a Quentin Tarantino.
That's what I'm
movie.
saying. Yeah.
I think that's where or a Michael Bay movie or even Christopher Nolan type of movie. I think that's where he'll fall. I don't think we're gonna see him in a super suit. I don't think we're gonna see him in like a actiony one, more of like a 2-hour drama with some violence. I think that's where you're gonna find him at more. Yeah, and that's fine. I think that, like I said, more of a Leo,
because we've seen it with everybody.
More
Jesse
of a Leo
Eisenberg.
than like a Robert Downey Jr.
Interesting. Yeah,
who could act serious when he was young, but then kind of turn Hollywood. I think he's more of a Leo.
Interesting.
Like he'll find his director, he'll find his guy. Because look at Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan kind of started small. Now he's got all these franchises.
Well, he's a franchise.
And then, more like a Denzel, because Denzel got a million of them, so. God, how great is Denzel?
Denzel's great.
I feel like we haven't talked about him lately, so I want to talk about him.
So is Michael B. Jordan, and can't wait for Creed 2. What else you got for us? So yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody, go see it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So, Mike, what does this mean for critics? Because critics didn't...
That's an interesting...
It's not that critics didn't like it in big numbers. It's the critics that didn't like it really didn't like it.
Well, I think this is the thing, is you were expecting... It's the First Man effect. It's like First Man's a good movie. The problem is when you have a great performance... It overshadows the movie, and it can hinder it in its own thing, and that's what happened in Bohemian Rhapsody. It didn't reinvent the wheel. It didn't, do what Reese Witherspoon and what Joaquin Phoenix did for Walk the Line. It's not the same type of movies. While yes, there's a certain vulnerability of Bohemian Rhapsody, it is kind of choppy. There are points that drag on. It does have weird
exactly. It's an epic that you had to fit in 2 hours and 10 minutes. And I think you said it perfectly, like First Man. It's like there's no way we're gonna tell the story of landing on the moon for the first time that's gonna really do it justice.
Right.
So you have to accept that. Same with Queen. They're above and beyond one of the greatest, most influential bands of our history of human being. There's no way you're gonna do this movie, make money on it, and be loyal. Like it's just not a thing, people. That's what Netflix is for. Do a 3-hour documentary on Netflix by Ava DuVernay.
I agree.
Then I'll be cool. Like they're gonna do a Prince. That's what Prince is doing. They're doing a Prince movie for Netflix because you can go 3.5 hours.
And you can get into it.
And that's where I watch it. I'm not going to theater to watch a 3-hour pick of Queen, no matter how good it is, when the band's involved. Because guess what? No, honestly, if I was involved too and I did all this, you bet your ass I'm going to be involved. If I'm part of Queen and I did all that for music, yeah, I'm going to be involved, people. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to make sure I'm involved.
Yeah. So you
like, this is still part of us. Like... And I don't think Freddie Mercury would have had a problem with that, making their money and doing their shit. So
I agree.
I'm all for Queen being a part of it. I thought it was a great movie. I dug it. You dug it. Go out and watch. I think people were watching it. It made another $7 million on Monday night. So
yeah, so people
are watching this movie. It's going to win another week.
If anything, it's good music too.
Yeah,
go enjoy. Go enjoy.
I mean, obviously, it's going to own the box office till Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Yeah, which is going to be good too.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting solid reviews.
So excited for that.
I'm pretty excited about that.
What else you got for us, good brother?
I mean, we could talk a little TV now.
Yes, so spoiler alert, we are Walking Dead talk right now. Spoiler alert for The Walking Dead, if you do not know, in 3, 2, 1. So Rick Grimes survives. He's moving on to what was announced to a 3-movie deal with AMC, possibly. We do know that Melissa McBride and Norman Reedus did re-sign new deals, and there's talk of them getting their own expanded universe movies. We know that, I'm forgetting her name, I'll bring it up in just a little second, that Michonne will be Danny Guy. Yes, Guy. I'll double check right now, but she is in talks now to
get a big contract
of getting a contract. Which I think whenever you hear something like that, it means that they are working. That they're
going to drop some big numbers, and I think they should. But I think it's right because Andrew Lincoln was ready to be done. He said, "I wanted to be done a season ago." But with Carl going, he's like, I needed to stay in there.
And it's Danny Gorilla.
Gorilla.
So yeah.
Gorilla.
Not Gorilla. Gorilla. And she's amazing, by the way. I can't wait to see what she's
And I'm cool with Andrew Lincoln being done because I love the way they did it because I knew he wasn't going to die. I love the way they're like, guess what? Andrew Lincoln doesn't want to work the schedule anymore.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring him back every year, make a movie for like 2 hours, 30 minutes on AMC. Norman Reedus, guess what? This is his max. That's fine.
No word on Lauren Cohen.
I think she's done soon too.
No word on, so like
I think she's weird because she's one of those people that she really did try to get into movies, and it wasn't the best year and a half, like money wise for her. She didn't really. I think she'll resign too. I liked it, and what sucks, man, is that Walking Dead middle season's fucked it for them now because their writing's better than ever. I like the time jumps. They do the best 4-minute trailers of any show out there. Gets you hyped up. But man, they screwed up their audience so bad that no one's gonna watch anymore, and it sucks.
It's so funny. So I was in my GM's office at the radio station today, and one of the salespeople came down to talk to us. And she's, around 50 years old, has a family, and she's a big Walking Dead fan. Did not know this about her, and she came in talking about it. And the first thing she said is she enjoyed it, but she did not enjoy necessarily the episode and kind of like being tugged around. So this is an average fan. This is not somebody who's, pop culture savvy, that's not in our demographic, who essentially had the same opinion I did. Where it's like, cool, it's interesting. I love Andrew Lincoln. I love Rick Grimes. But at the end of it, it's like too little, too late. Yeah. It's like, I don't care. I do not care about this universe anymore. I love Andrew Lincoln, so I will support him. I will support those 2-hour movies that AMC is going to give us. They will be events. I cannot wait to watch them. But as far as, them bringing Judith to be like...
Judith was a badass.
To bring a pseudo Carl, cool. I'm all down for having a character like that. I'm down for it. But you can't... It seems to me a little desperate to not have... If you're going to do that, it's because you retroactively screwed up and you did. And I get it. Like, you want a girl character. That's dope. But it smells of bad writing. You wrote yourself in a circle, so this is how we're writing ourselves away from it.
But the problem is that they didn't write themselves in a circle. This is a new writer for
I
this
agree.
season.
But you have to write yourself
so
out of it.
I'm a little more forgiving, I think, to be like, hey, I'll give you this season. Because it's been a good written season.
I'm not saying it has
that
to
would have been good. From 4 episodes in, I'm like, I like the writing better. I'll give you a season. Okay. Don't make the same mistakes. Like, I still want to see, can you maintain this for 16 episodes? Now you're doing a time jump. So now we officially have a time jump. We have Baby Judith. We have, Ryan Hurst. Obviously, my boy Opie's going to be one of the Whisperers. I'm excited about that. I think Walking Dead has one of the best tools with time hops. And they just don't use it, and I'm glad they're using it now. We'll see where it goes. Obviously, we're going to see this coming up week, like life without Andrew Lincoln. Is it really a big deal? I don't think numbers will go up. Now we see if numbers skyrocket down.
So for all those also who are this deep in the spoilers, but for some reason are confused, can you break it down to how they are kind of Deus Ex Machina this? Like, how the time jump work and how it's going to affect the movies.
Well, so Andrew Lincoln basically gets taken to a more inhabitable part, so more society, and that's all we know from him. So we're going to get stories from that. And where we leave off after we see that is like, it's been about, I'd say about 3 years, I think they said. We're going to find out the exact date in next week's episode. Now Judith's older. She's carrying the sword. She's carrying the pistol. She's a badass. Like, they're already saying like, hey, this girl's like 8 years old and she can kill walkers a mile away. She's saving people. This is Rick Grimes' daughter. So we're kind of getting that story now. And that whole evidence, the preview basically tells us, listen, it's a new world 3 years later. These people are running this peace. Everyone's alive. Oh, wait, these walkers are talking now. Why are the walkers talking? And you and me kind of understand why the walkers are talking. But if you don't, I think it's kind of trippy to be like, now they're talking and walker voices. And you're like, oh my God, they're evolving. So the people think they're evolving. And that's where we're going to go there. Because obviously you and me know the secret. We know why they're talking.
So my question to you though is, do we get to that?
Yeah, I think we get to that by the middle of the season, and by the end of the season, it's going to be a big murder.
All right, and then that's my next thing is, do you think they address Rick Grimes and what's been going on in this time jump in the next episode of The Walking Dead? Like, how many references are we going to get to Rick Grimes?
We'll get a lot.
But here's the thing, though.
Because obviously they even start the preview by saying, I'm never going to give up looking for him. So I think it's going to be kind of weird if it's 3 years. We're going to be like,
what's he been doing?
That's a lot of time to cover, because are you going to kill him in one of the movies?
That's where my mind goes to.
Like, you want to make 3 movies, man, like, after the first, I can forgive, like, a couple months he's stuck, but, like, eventually he's going to want to get back to his family unless it's just, like, unless they do a crazy twist where, like, no, you have to be here for the sake of, like, humanity. And then I could see maybe 5 years down the line and be like, okay, we're bringing Rick back.
Maybe that's the out. Maybe the out is the Rick Grimes movies. Because you could always bring in people to his movies.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think eventually we're going to get maybe a movie where it's like, okay, Rick found his way back. They're all older. They're all like...
I will say this. This is my take on The Walking Dead and where I stand with it. I will watch every single Rick Grimes movie, every single Norman Reedus movie, every single Melissa McBride movie, every single Danny movie.
Every single character.
Every character. I will watch sentimental and marquee episodes of the show. But when it comes into a day in, day out binge, watch it every Sunday. If a better football game is on, if a better Netflix show is on, if the world's, whatever the case may be, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, everyone here, Mike hates women television.
That's exactly what it is.
Like, duh. But no, I get it. What's fascinating is, AMC's doing movies. They're releasing AMC. And now we're getting this. We're getting the Breaking Bad one.
I told you this before.
And no actors have been signed yet. But we're getting it. And I don't know if this is going to... You
have a theory.
It's got to be Jesse, right? Like, they got to do a little Jesse after. I don't think you can do... Is Walt alive? That would suck.
I don't think so. Now, you have a theory, though, on why AMC is doing this, don't you? You think it has to do with responsibility what Disney's doing? I think it's
because, look at Netflix. It's this starting up. You have Netflix canceling a lot of shows that aren't in-home made. So, like American Vandal. That's not an in-home show. They rent it, technically. And a lot of their programs are giving up. They canceled Iron Fist. They canceled Luke Cage, or Disney did. So now you're starting to see, I think, this Disney streaming service coming up. They're like, we got Sebastian Stan. We have Mackie. We have Olsen. We have Bentley. We have the actors doing shows for us, guys. We're making a Lady in the Tramp. We're doing beautiful things. We're like, damn, y'all. We're like, I gotta buy it.
Boba Fett.
You told me you're gonna, like, you got Boba Fett. You got the Star Wars. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get the Disney service. I'm gonna have to cancel Hulu or something. I don't know.
You got to listen to a friend of the show, Andy Lansky, who's a avid movie lover. Went to school for it and whatnot, but he refuses. He is dreading the Disney service because he knows that this is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, he's crazy. He might as well go with
and
it.
that's what I told him. I'm like, look at dude. He's like, no, I won't do it. I'm like, at one time, you're going to have to subscribe to Watch Cubs Baseball. It's like, we're living in a day and age where you're like, they found us.
I mean, hopefully back then you won't need cable, but like, you're kind of need to.
The problem is, though, it's like, even if you don't need cable, you're paying the same amount both ways. Like, they got us. They got us.
I think there's a balance eventually, like, to not pay for this, but pay for this and get this.
I wanted to get a little bit about the Breaking Bad stuff.
You're always going to need Netflix. You're going to need the Disney service.
And that's a deeper conversation. You and I could talk about that because you know what the truth of the matter is? It's all about IPs today. That's all it's about. It's about owning your IPs, and that's what AMC's doing.
Like it's all about opinion because I think HBO is worth that. Now, if you add up, let's see this. I have HBO. I have Hulu. I have Netflix. I'm going to get Disney. So right there, I have a 14... 10. So I'm already at about like $60 in services.
Just with that.
Got
to pay for internet, so you're still with the cable company.
And it's like, you're really like, if you get a low package, more internet, then like, guys, like cable used to be really expensive. I think people freak out because when things change, we get freaked out.
Yeah.
But when you look at the details, you're like, it's not changing overall. Like, we're changing the little details how we're getting the content. But realistically, we're not that far off of where
it's the same thing.
we were,
It's just the convenience is different. Now it's on your cell phone.
Yeah, it's just, it seems scarier, people, but I promise you, like, yeah, it doesn't suck that Disney owns so much. Of course. But guess what, guys? It's okay, because they're going to reboot Shrek, apparently. And
we'll get to that in just a little bit. But I want to talk about Breaking Bad, though, for a second. So my initial thought is, of course, we were talking about AMC wanting to make the content, but it's Vincent Gilligan's coming back to do
which
it.
He's already doing Better Call Saul there.
So we're good with that. I think it's this idea that we have not seen the same type of success for that Bryan Cranston has had for a lot of the other actors in Breaking Bad, including Aaron Paul.
Weird. He's like, I guess,
but he killed it with his
actually Bob Odenkirk's doing very well.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk's killing it still.
Well, I mean, Better Call Saul. Yeah.
And he's got a lot. Obviously, he's done a lot of random movies. He's a very well known actor. He did The Post. He did Incredibles 2. So I think he's doing better. Aaron Paul. I think the problem was we thought he was going to be kind of like a Brad Pitt,
the
maybe.
next guy, yeah.
And he's more just good at what he does. He's a good voice.
He's a great actor.
Great indies. He's got a hot wife. He's gorgeous.
Aaron Paul is always going to have work.
Yeah, and Aaron Paul will never not. And you never know. Like, he might get that movie that just...
Aaron Paul win an Oscar.
I think so.
Before it's all said and done.
I think so too. Bryan Cranston needs to win his though.
Yeah, but I don't think Aaron Paul necessarily is... I think we hit on that. He's the constant professional.
Yeah.
He will bat... If he's baseball terms, he will bat 300.
Yeah,
he will always be there for
listen,
you.
He gave you this many seasons of this. He'll give you 3 seasons of
guesses.
this. He's in BoJack. Like, he'll give you good stuff.
Well, let's take some guesses. I think it will be a Jesse-based story. It will be the recovery of him.
I know. I think it's gonna connect Jesse and Bob Odenkirk because I think we're gonna get a Better Call Saul ending that leads to maybe like, hey, Cartel's still out there. Like they're like, your job's not done, and it's gonna come down to Saul because that's a little hint to that thing. Like now we're seeing his future life. And Jesse, and we're going to see a life because we really don't know how much time has passed. So we can get a story of like, oh shit, like this is coming back to haunt us. Like we need to do something.
What if in 2020, 2021, we get a limited series called Jesse? Like what if we get a Aaron Paul mini series of the tales post?
Like, do you want him to be a drug dealer, or do you want a similar twist maybe in there, or like?
I would go informant. I would love to see,
because obviously we'll be on. We're missing now. No more Mike. There's no more Walter. There's no more Hank.
Yeah.
There's no more Gus.
I would say I don't want to see.
Did you say spoiler for a show that's like 10 years old and it's one of the most influential shows of our generation?
I would be upset. I still
people.
Don't know
if you're listening to the show, stop listening.
I don't know spoilers of The Wire, and that's a show I still want to watch.
Yeah, you're a terrible person, though.
So my thing is, I would love to see Gilligan do a certain different type of story. So we've seen him do the drug dealer. We've seen him do the corrupt lawyer. We've seen him do. I would love to see him do the informant. I would love to see him do.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Maybe they get him in, and now he's got to that'd be fun.
I'd be more interested in that.
Like talking like a cop Jesse.
Yeah. So
that'd be kind of cool.
That's what I think I would want to see, because it's just a different side of Jesse that
you can
we
do
could see.
The cartels. You can maybe do, because you don't have to bring the actors back. You can do something where it's like we get cameos from Jesse and Saul, where it's like maybe this new up and comer found the batch and he's just as good of a chemist, and maybe we get something completely new. I think the whole point of doing the movies, you need the characters.
Yeah.
Because then what's the point of the movie? You just make a different show about drug dealing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can just make Breaking Bad .2 then. Like, Walt Jr.'s back for vengeance.
I agree. Yeah.
He's crippling his way to
the
the top
Leave
of
him
Kingpin.
alone. He's the best.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I can see a show.
He just wanted breakfast. He just wants to know if there was cereal.
God, he gets treated like shit. That whole
got a
family
cool car,
sucks.
So, what else?
Yeah, you gotta take it away, though.
What else you got for us
Well,
today?
I told you earlier, I'm not excited about it, but, Shrek.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day at the office. I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
Okay, on better news, Mario's making a movie.
Yes.
Super excited about that.
All right, so let's this deserves a little bit of respect. Let me make sure that we get everything, because Shigeru Miyamoto is gonna be in charge of it, and Shigeru Miyamoto, excuse me, I always forget the U at the end, will be front and center in this creation. So obviously, there's a lot of the talk right now is because we're gonna get Super Nintendo Land, and we're seeing that Castlevania just hit pretty hard on Netflix. We're hearing that The Legend of Zelda is not going to be in production. And we also see that this animation with Illumination, the people of DreamWorks, so Despicable Me and the Minions are going to be making this Mario movie.
Does that make you worried, or does that make you excited?
It makes me excited because it's going to be quality. These are the people who make How to Train Your Dragon and How to Train Your Dragon 2 and How to Train Your Dragon 3. So
but it's Illumination specifically handles Minions. I agree. The Minions
Despicable Me 1 and 2.
That's what I'm saying. And 3 was okay.
Yeah, so but here's where I get it. At least it's a professional company. It's not going to be cheaply made. It's going to be handled with respect, because it's an IP that, if it succeeds, is $1 billion every single movie.
It's better than Sony too.
Hell yeah! I will say, if you hit in a Super Mario animated movie, it's like hitting in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah,
it's like hitting.
And
in
guess what?
Disney animation.
You weren't going to find another home to do it, right? Because obviously it's not going to go to Disney Pixar. So what's the next best thing? The guys that made Shrek, the guys that made Despicable Me's and How to Train Your Dragon.
Then moving on to,
and then we get a cool theme park eventually too.
Hopefully,
yeah.
But the thing that I'm upset is, you don't need to make a Shrek reboot. Just make a Shrek.
I just do 5.
Just do
I'm
Shrek,
cool with the sequels. Guys, I'm okay with it. I've seen all the Ice Ages on the cable.
I agree.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
But I get why you do them.
But
I get why kids like them. Like, I don't mind if you did it. I think it's been long enough. Do another Shrek.
So what are you going to do, though? You're going to do a Shrek movie, with Michael Myers still around, and not just Mike Myers still around, but like Mike Myers at his, like, more than capable of running the character and just be like, we're rebooting it?
I just don't get it. Like, what are we rebooting? Because it's like already such a weird tale. Like, I think what makes that movie is, one, the references.
Yeah.
Two, the voice acting of Cameron Diaz, Eddie Murphy, Antonio Banderas, Mike Myers.
I argue
John Lithgow was a great bad guy in the first one.
Yeah, I'd argue that the first Shrek is almost like The Princess Bride, where it's so timely and it's so loved in its little bubble. You can't remake it because it's a thing of its time.
Can you? But like, when's the last animated movie to get remade? Or to get a reboot?
It just doesn't happen.
It's not a thing. Like,
it
this is the first reboot. I'm like, guys, I think it doesn't happen for a reason. Because, like, I don't want to see an animated reboot of The Lion King. Do a live action like you're doing.
If you want to do a soft reboot where it's just like a story in between and it's just to restart the franchise, I'm down with that.
Okay,
but don't tell me what are you going to do? You're going to get... This, it's not, and here's the thing.
It's going to be Shrek saving the same thing. Now you're just going to get different voices.
It's just different voices.
And I'm going to be like, that's not Mike Myers. That's not John Lithgow. Like, that's not Cameron Diaz. Or you're not going to bring Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, so...
Eddie Murphy, really?
That's a franchise that...
These actors aren't busy.
Yeah, and like, it just... You know, I'd understand it. Now, this is where I would understand it. If you're going to say we're rebooting Shrek in live CGI. If you're going to reboot it the way you did... Lion King, like the way Disney did Lion King, Jungle Book.
Yeah, like more monster, kind of like a World of Warcraft almost.
That's totally different because at that point you're making a different movie. But if you're rebooting just to make the same type of Illumination type of movie, I don't need that. I don't need it. We don't. Nobody needs it.
I like your idea. Like you're doing World of Warcraft, like go for it.
Go for it. That's different.
A scary Shrek and a weird looking donkey. I'm like, I'm cool with it.
Even if they're cute, it's different.
Like I'm cool. Different. I'm okay with it. Or like you said, a soft reboot where it's like, oh, maybe it's his stupid son or something. Maybe he marries an actual woman. Like maybe it's an actual man and woman now dealing with it. That'd be fun, I think. But the fact that you're just saying, hey, it's Shrek 1 all over again.
No,
like,
can't do
wait,
it.
what? Are you going to do Shrek 2, 3, and 4 then?
Yeah, it's not the same.
Like, do what you did. Maybe maybe it's going to be like Halloween where they're like calling it that, but hey, we're going to retcon part 2, 3, and 4.
Cool with that. But here I will say this.
That's a joke. Like, don't.
No, I will be like, as long as it's the same people as Mike Myers will be like, okay, part 3 never happened.
I'd be like, hey, we're retconning Shrek 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So he's not a king anymore, people.
Well, no, it never happened. But here's
so he just got married. That's it.
Here's what upsets me though. It's like you can't. There's certain. People will say it's like you can't reboot certain movies. It's like, well, I agree. Certain movies are of their time. It's hard to reboot them.
Yeah, just don't do it. It's stupid.
But it's not just that. It's like no, I disagree with that because people love the movie Scarface and that's a remake. Like there's remakes that are great. It's just the circumstances don't make sense. Like it's within way too soon of the last one. The actors and actresses are still within their prime, and
it's an anime. You can do another 5. Just do part 5.
Yeah, so
you can find a random bad guy.
So that's upsetting. And then now there's also rumors talking about that there's productions of a Dragon Ball Z movie again, and this time it's taking serious talks, and it's just you're hearing this
guy, director or producer.
I talked about that on last week's episode. That the director will be making Attack on Titans a Western release, and I checked that out in the past archives. We did a news heavy episode because the good brother was not here, but that was one of the things that we mentioned. So it's interesting that we're heading into that direction where there's a lot of. I'm waiting for the Pokemon movie. I think if this Mario thing hits, that Pokemon movie is like on its way. Brie Larson talked about how she would love to play Samus Aran as Metroid.
I saw that. She looked good
pretty
too.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. But it's just a fun time in that little realm, and it all kicks off if Mario is good, and a lot of it has to do with Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph crushes again, like we think it's going to. It's all within mainstream and making money. What else you got for us?
So that's basically it for all of that, I think. Mike, tell me, why did your fantasy team suck so bad this year?
Because God hates me.
Is that why?
Yes.
There were some fights this week in talking about sports. What happened in the fights? Like, who hit who?
It was UFC 230. DC, Daniel Cormier beat Derek Lewis for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. We talked about it on Sports from the Couch. You can listen to it on the Mercado Airwaves Network, anywhere you listen to us on YouTube, podcasts, and Stitcher, all that fun stuff. And for all you guys who, Alex, you're a WWE fan, Daniel Cormier is actually in talks that after this Brock Lesnar fight and in between it that he was asked to do a tryout to be a commentator.
Yeah, I saw that.
DC's a big wrestling fan. DC, one of the ambassadors of MMA and UFC, a really good dude. We hope to have him on the show before he retires. Looking to fight Brock Lesnar.
Do it now.
That's going to be an
I
interesting
love
fight.
Brock Lesnar. That's the only time I watch UFC.
That's going to be an interesting fight. We'll see. You saw him at Crown Jewel. We'll get a little bit to that right now. He is the new Universal Champion of Crown Jewel at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. Long story short, the Saudi Arabia thing still not as much propaganda this time around as there was at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Still a little distasteful. They did a good job of not mentioning Saudi Arabia's name.
Renee Young did get to announce.
Renee Young was there. She was.
Did you pop for Hulk Hogan?
No. To be, I not only did I not pop, I used that as my, and it was the beginning of the show. I used that to go. Gary, I'm fasting, so for anybody, I only eat from 12 to 8. So that was right when that happened. I was able to go make my lunch. Yeah, so I was able to make my lunch. Here's my thing too. I thought it was not only so tone deaf, but then I am a sucker. I'm a YouTube sucker, so I love going online and looking at these videos. And WWE on Saturdays usually does top 10. And the top 10, literally the day after Hulk Hogan, was Hulk Hogan's greatest moments. Yeah. And it's like, look, I get it. He's an icon, and you got to be able to move forward, and there's a road to redemption, so on and so forth. But, like, his words are screenshotted. And the manuscript, while it's BS how we found it, I agree with it. It was an invasion of privacy. Yeah. Fact is out there now. And it's like, it's in the consciousness. And he doesn't have to apologize to me. The word is that the black community in that locker room did not accept his apology, does not like him. And then for you, on the same day that you're in a country that does not let women have the same type of freedom that you promote literally the week before at WWE Evolution, and then you have this nonsense of a dead journalist, then you have Hulk Hogan out there, all tone deaf. All that being said, Brock Lesnar winning championship, fucking brilliant.
Did you see that whole thing that Shane McMahon's wife put out? Obviously, she produced a movie about the woman that went and got murdered in every country.
Yep.
Irony.
Same thing.
I'll be honest. I pop for Hulk Hogan. I can't help it. Okay. I'm a real American. I can't help it. Like, I noticed when I was doing midway, I'm like, fuck, I love this song. Like, I am a real American.
Yeah, for real. Ryan Satin, who does Pro Wrestling Sheets, friend of the show, actually, he mentioned it. He's like, you've been indoctrinated, though. For years. Like, it's just...
the show, like, Roka, he even says, like, I grew up in Oakland. Like, it's hard. Like, I do understand why it's wrong. But it's hard because my body tells me as soon as it comes out to stand up and be like, yeah, it's Hulk Hogan, like, Hulkamaniacs running wild.
And
like,
you just don't associate... You don't just associate that with Hulk Hogan. You associate... Obviously, it's
we were alive for his second run. Like, his second big run in the industry, his heel turn and his eventual face turn again. That was our primetime years.
And I don't just think of Real American as a Hulk Hogan thing. While I associate with him, I also think about it like at sporting events or when you're getting hyped. Like, it's associated with like just excitement and stuff. Like, so like you pop for it.
Pride in your nation.
But I did not. I'll be 100%. I did not. And and then the next day I found it very distasteful. But all in all, I want to move on to the Brock Lesnar thing because again, he will be fighting in March theoretically for the UFC heavyweight champion. Right now, he is the Universal champion. I think it's obviously to put over Braun Strowman. But here's my thing. For the people who complain about it, the fact remains this is not real. Like, this is a scripted television show. Who is the most famous man on that roster?
But beyond that, I'll give you the wrestling answer, too. It's like, wrestling answer-wise, I don't need the champion every night because we had the champion there every night. It really didn't make a big difference. Like,
not for a 3-hour show.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, there's enough to do that we don't need it.
No, listen. If it was John Cena in 2004, I get it.
Yeah.
If it were even Roman Reigns 2 years ago, or Roman Reigns after he comes back from beating leukemia, I get it. There's no superstar on any WWE television. It's Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
And you want to know after Brock Lesnar who it is? Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Because they have mainstream publicity. So, again... People are saying it's like, it's boring, it's this, it's that. I'm like, you're still watching it.
Wrestling's boring in general.
Exactly.
And it ain't going to be much more than saying that Braun Strowman was champion.
And
I love Drew McIntyre, too.
Vince, rather you hate watch than not watch and not get what you want. And, like, that's the thing. Look at how successful is... And I'm not a hater, but this is fact. All In was so successful, right? How much are you really hearing about that group right now, though? Because sustainable success is hard.
Because they're about to do something big anyway.
And of course they are. And they're going to always be able to make money because they're talented. The point is, though, is Brock Lesnar is the most famous wrestler in the world right now.
There's a reason he makes the money he makes.
And there's the reason why he won. They gave him the title. And there's a reason why he could hold that title all the way to WrestleMania. Because guess what? What if this crazy Viking wins the goddamn UFC heavyweight championship?
Guys, he could lose it next week, honestly. It doesn't really matter. Like, at the time, when you're desperate, That's a great ace to have in your hole right there is Brock Lesnar.
And how desperate
That's
are
a
they?
great thing to do. Be like, hey, we lost Roman off like dire circumstances. Oh shit, we got Brock Lesnar back there. Let's put it back on Brock Lesnar. Who cares?
Right.
And I think I'm like, okay, cool. I'd rather that.
And when you just got $1 billion from Fox, you're not in a hurry to do anything.
If you're gonna build Braun Strowman, then go keep building him, dude. It ain't going nowhere. He ain't doing like you did it right. He got hit with a title. Like we knew that was gonna happen.
No, I
like,
totally
you sold
agree.
it. I got hyped. I did it. Triple H, get better soon. You my man. You did that back Toro. I can't wait for your hype video to come back, and you're gonna bury yourself in WrestleMania. You the Manhunter. Woo! Triple H.
Yeah, maybe the old man should stand on the damn.
How'd you think Shawn Michaels did? He did all right.
They did all right. They're just old, dude.
They're old, but like it's Kane and Undertaker. I think the only legacy that's been completely ruined is Undertaker.
Yeah.
Because everyone else, I'm like, Kane, you're the mayor, you're cool. Triple H, you're actually still pretty decent. I'll give you that. HBK, for not wrestling 8 years, you were pretty good. Taker, you look terrible, dude. Like, you're not doing anything good.
Triple H is the only one who legitimately looks
HBK
like a
was
guy
fine.
who works like.
But Triple H does work.
That's what I'm
a
saying.
lot.
Like he's the only one who legitimately like not only looks like a guy who works.
Like
every
he
single
just
day.
put on a 5-star match a few years ago with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like he's still got a little bit.
HBK, yeah. I mean, maybe
It's been a while.
with some ring rust, but he doesn't look good.
No, he's bald. He's
And
old.
I'm not even vain. I'm just saying like the Shawn Michaels I grew up with, and then like as the years, even at his older age, quote unquote, it's caught up to
I'd
me.
have to see him with a singles match, I think, to really tell. Because I think with Kurt Angle, we're starting to notice, we're like, damn, Kurt, like, you're a little old too, man. Like, you're good, but, like, dude, you're getting winded very fast. Like,
you can't blame him, man.
Like,
Years.
dude, like, when Shane McMahon looks a little better than you, I'm a little concerned. But Shane McMahon had a lot of years off, not a lot of broken necks. So.
And honestly, I didn't get to watch, because, again, breaking the fourth wall down on this one, we recorded during SmackDown, so I did not see what they did storyline with Shane, but him winning the greatest Royal Rumble.
Because he's the greatest person ever.
Yeah, greatest the World Cup or whatever, best wrestler in the world, whatever bullshit they did
It's
this
the
time
World
around.
Cup, Mike.
Yeah.
With only Americans.
Yeah, so.
Even though they had like a Bulgarian, Japanese dude. And,
whatever.
And I love people's names. Rey Mysterio. I'm like, Rey Mysterio's from California.
San Diego, yes. All right.
He's not from Mexico, you idiots.
What else you got for us?
Is that all for pop culture, Mike? I
'Cause I
got a game for you. I got a quick little game.
That's it. You can keep watching us on twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network to see us play Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah!
Fun times. But, yeah, you know what? I think that's all I got for us right now. I guess other than Coach Quinville fired from the Blackhawks, I know you must have got
Blackhawks are still a thing, huh?
Yeah, they fired their
They fired the guy that won them all those Stanley Cups.
A 3-time Stanley Cup champion head coach, along with a definitely future Hall of Famer, one of the all-time winning coaches. But, changes had to be made. I think it's just a little BS that they did it because of this, and it's kind of Bush League. But all that being said, you could find out more of our thoughts. It literally happened, Alex. Finished recording. The editing was done. Breaking news broke. I had to do it. So it's on. You can check the archives to talk about it, but we'll talk about a little bit more in the next episode.
Yeah, we don't do hockey.
Other than that, we talked a little about UFC. There's some stuff coming up. Hopefully, we have an interview in the works, so hopefully, you guys check that out on the network. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And if anything, we'll talk about it next week, pop culture wise. But I know you were working on some Six Sadistic game for us.
I was working on some Sadistic game. So I saw this meme on the internet, and I know you love memes and games by the internet.
Yep.
So I saw these 3 pictures, and they said one of these guys' movies have to be erased completely.
Oh, I love this one. One's got to go.
Will Ferrell, Jim Carrey,
I saw this.
Adam Sandler.
Okay, I saw this one.
Take a sec, dude, because I thought of mine. And it breaks my freaking heart.
Okay, so say it one more time.
It's Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, and Will Ferrell. I'm gonna keep Will Ferrell because I gotta go Jim Carrey, dude. He has to go. Because other than like if I start naming off movies, Jim Carrey's got The Mask and Bruce Almighty and Liar. God damn, I love Jim Carrey. But like, dude, Adam Sandler has made so many movies.
Okay, let me.
That I can't get rid of.
So let me put it to this way. This is the reason why I'm gonna get rid of Adam Sandler.
You're a cock.
I get it. Adam Sandler's comedies are much more quotable because they're dumb. Yeah. I think they are so funny, but they are dumb funny.
So you're giving up Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore,
yes.
Little Nicky, The Wedding Singer,
yes,
Big Daddy. He wipes his own ass.
For semi-pro, old school.
Okay, no, Will Ferrell wins. I think can we agree Will Ferrell's number 1?
And who was the other choice?
So I think it comes down to Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey.
Here's the thing about Jim Carrey, though. Jim Carrey is so much more important in quality of film.
But we're only talking about the things he's done right now, and I think number to number, Adam Sandler.
All right, you know what? But like, here's the thing. I mean, I'll be honest with you. In that case, then I might get rid of. See, Dumb and Dumber on its own is such a placeholder.
No, I get it's tough because, like, obviously, if we go, it's hard because if you go pure numbers, Jim Carrey loses.
Sure.
But then if we start ranking just movies off these
Jim
lists, you're like, Jim Carrey probably has the most in the top 10.
Yeah.
Because of his, like, again, Liar Liar is a classic. The Mask is a
Grinch.
classic. I love the Grinch. Damn, it's hard, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, I think Will Ferrell wins because just pure content, and he gets John C. Reilly, so he wins.
Talladega Nights.
He wins because he gets John C. Reilly. You get 2 for 1, so he automatically. I love Tropic Thunder, not Tropic.
Which one?
Semi-Pro, the Tropics.
Semi-Pro, Elf.
Yeah, okay, so Will Ferrell wins.
Will Ferrell wins.
Man, dude, you're selling Jim Carrey.
Here's the thing:
dude.
I don't think Will Ferrell is the funniest.
Because Dumb and Dumber is probably the best comedy almost ever.
Right.
And The Grinch is my favorite Christmas movie ever.
Because Adam Sandler to me is a funnier comedian than all 3 of them.
Oh no, yeah.
But movie-wise, like Adam Sandler has the worst movies. They're dumb movies.
And obviously Jim Carrey has the one movie where it's been
has
acclaimed.
an all-time. But he has, it's literally an all-timer in Dumb and Dumber. Like it's an all-timer.
Dude, The Waterboy, Happy Gilmore.
They're great. I love them.
Longest Yard remake is sick.
It's all right. But like you're talking about a different type
Click?
of movie. I like
Click's
Click.
beautiful.
Yeah, but he makes Winkle cry, so fuck him.
Oh man,
So,
Mike, we have to make a decision. Gun to your head. Who leaves? Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the office, I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
How
buddy?
you, sir? I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
Fuck it, I like Grown Ups. Jim Carrey's gone.
Jack and Jill, fuck you. What else you got for us?
We're not covering the bad stuff, Mike.
Yeah,
You,
whatever.
me, and Dupree.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, great one. You know what? I will give him 51st Dates. That's a good one.
Yeah,
He's got
see?
great ones. I love him.
He's got good ones.
But
Jim Carrey
we
put
had
out
to
some
pick
trash
one.
there, dude. Dumb and Dumber.
One's gotta
the
go.
other one. Yeah.
So I don't blame
Jim
you.
Carrey went crazy too, so he doesn't have a lot of content, but he's like a really cool person,
No, I agree.
and he's very innovative. Like his new show seems cool. So,
I agree with
so
that. Too.
I think it's funny we both picked Will Ferrell to win. I think that's how good Will Ferrell hit our comedy at our age.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, of course Will Ferrell's gonna stay, dude. Like I'm not getting rid of Step Brothers or Talladega Nights.
No, never.
Or Semi-Pro.
Just that one little stretch that he had of those like
Old
four
School.
movies.
Come on,
Yeah,
Old
no.
School's like one of my original growing up age comedies, dude.
And like his
We're
portrayal
going
as
streaking.
George Bush was really good too. So like
I
I
love
can't.
him.
I'm not even mad at him about that. So
He's
that's-
all his cameos because you got to get rid of cameos too. That's
Oh,
the point.
sure.
If you get rid of that, you got to get rid of the cameos.
sure.
And if you get rid of the cameos, you're like, damn, dude, like it's a lot of good stuff that like Will Ferrell's in.
And you know what? I'll give him that much. You know what? That was a tough one. I'll give you that much.
That's
one
hard.
made me
No, it
think
was
about
hard.
a
There
little
were
bit,
some
'cause
dumb ones. There were some real dumb ones where I'm like, that one's not bad. It was like Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock, and Eddie Murphy. I'm like, sorry, like that's not even the same league. Like Eddie Murphy's in a league of his own.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm like Martin Lawrence or Chris Rock. I'm like Chris Rock, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm like, I guess. Like I don't really like either of them. They didn't do too much. Like Martin was fun.
Yeah.
I guess Martin stays because the show was cool. So Martin,
That's a tough one.
I guess. Or Chris
So-
Rock's funnier stand up because you got to get rid of the stand up too. Then, so Chris Rock alone with stand up wins, I guess.
Yeah, stand-up
over
wins.
Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy. I'm like, that's not in the same league, y'all. You put the Hall of Famer against these guys.
But I love Martin.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Dude,
Bad
Chris
Boys
Rock.
3. Bad Boys 3 coming in. What do you think about that?
Well, Will Smith's just loving his Instagram life,
He
man.
does, yeah, man.
He's becoming Rock 2.0.
He saw The Rock. He's like, I let this guy piss me up.
Okay, cool. I just got to put out my family here, give them a couple kids, my mom, do some inspirational shit about jumping. I'm cool.
And he gets it. Hey, man, I'm not mad at him. He found it.
I follow that shit. I listen to it, too. You're right, Will Smith. I could fly.
The Fresh Prince always finds his way.
Will Smith wins everything.
What else you got for us? Is that it?
That's about it, dude. We can get the send home. Are we going to send home from our producer?
No, you're just getting a middle finger.
Am I
yeah,
just pointing at the wall?
You're just pointing at the
I'm
wall.
just pointing at the wall,
All right.
right.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of The Good Brothers. If we've missed anything, please let us know. Let us all over the universe. We're on Twitter. He's at Mercado21 Alex. I'm at mmercado2333. You can even follow Nicole at Typing1Tipsy. So bother her. Send her all your spam. We're also on Instagram. She's at Typing1Tipsy. He's at Mercado2121. If you want to see him flexing in his Freddie Mercury cosplay, I'm at Mike Mercado2333. And you can follow our other show, Murder, Mysteries, and More. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/Mike Mercado2333, or search us Mercado Airwaves Network. We're also anywhere you get your favorite podcast. Just look us up at Mercado Airwaves. Please like, rate, review, and share us. It really helps us out. You can also go to Patreon, patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. You can support the show. We have a tier just for you if you want to hear our interviews ad-free and before anybody else with athletes and celebrities. Just check us out, patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. A huge thank you to Munch Art Design for powering us here at Mercado Airwaves. And if you like to play video games with us late at night, we're at twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Any last words, good brother?
Last words.
Attaboy. I'm Mike Mercado. We'll see you on the next episode of The Good Brothers here on Mercado Airwaves. Bye, darlings.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333. Thanks for joining us here on The Good Brothers, here on Mercado Airwaves. If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333. If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the office, I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.